Well, our next presentation explores the growing role of Agentic AI in transforming core insurance process. As the intelligent systems evolve over the time, simple automation to autonomous decision-making, insurers are discovering the new ways to enhance efficiency, speed, and accuracy across operations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, we shall be highlighting this topic. The next corporate presentation is Agentic AI in Insurance Transforming Core Insurance Process by Brijesh Trivedi, AVP Pre-Sales and Solution Group Datamatics. Can we have a huge round of applause and welcome him on stage, please?
Hi, everyone. So we had a very insightful session, the session before this, and it briefly touched upon what is Agentic AI. So this session, we will talk about what the Agentic AI is all about, and we'll get slightly more deeper into this particular subject. Before we get into that, I would like to introduce my organization. So we'll just a quick introduction on Datamatics. So Datamatics is an IT and BPM service provider. We are in business since 50 years. And we've got almost, sorry. Okay. So, yes. So we've got 300 plus customers worldwide. So majority of the customers what we work with are from the Fortune 500 customers. And we've got a team of total 10,000 plus delivery team members. So, okay. So we are focused on core three pillars. The three pillars what are digital technologies, digital operations, and digital experiences. Digital technologies basically focus around the intelligence through AI, data, and automation. Digital operations ensures capability delivery on using speed, control, and scale. And digital experiences make every interaction seamless for customers and our employees. So this is just, sorry. So this is just to give a high-level overview about the insurance value chain where we operate. So right from policy quote engine to policy servicing to claims is where we've got a lot of experience in. And on the right-hand side, we can see the accelerators what we have. You know, these are around AI enablement on insurance underwriting, custom co-pilots, AI-based gum health assessment, financial statement analyzer, and so on. So all in all, we have our presence across the entire value chain of insurance, right from NB processes to policy servicing to claims, and being enabled the entire layer, the entire process chain using data and analytics. These are some of the key customers who we work with. Now, let's talk about Agentic AI and how Agentic AI is beyond automation. When we talk about Agentic AI, the key difference is what Agentic AI brings over and above your traditional AI or your Gen AI, which stands in isolation, is that Agentic AI is a goal-driven solution. Now, the Agentic AI not only takes an isolated decision, it is able to take a decision and execute an action right from inception to the end of the process. So if we look at any insurance process, for example, let's say a new business process is something what we target. The Agentic AI would be able to look at the documents which are ingested to understanding, extracting the information of these documents, understanding the relevance of each and every data field which it is extracting from these documents to taking a end decision based on that document and giving a decision for the final HITL for the underwriter to take a decision on. Now, this is more from the new business process, what I gave an example. Now, when we look at the policy life cycle, right, we've got underwriting, claims, and servicing. These are the three core buckets of any life cycle. Now, while we look at these as an individual silos, like underwriting, claims, and servicing, for a customer, it's a one single journey. Now, an experience what a customer gathers during the underwriting process or during the onboarding stage would be carried on by him during the servicing part. And the servicing experiences are then carried into the claims stage. So, for a customer, it's a one collected system altogether. It's not looked at from the isolated way. Okay. So this is in continuation to the previous slide. Underwriting services and claims can't be treated in silos, specifically because the decision flows across the entire life cycle. In Indian insurance, the volumes, the regulatory complexity, it makes it even more critical. Agentic AI will help us by acting as an orchestration layer. So Agentic AI orchestrates the entire processes, all the three areas, and gives us an end-to-end decision, improving the overall enterprise-wide resilience. Okay. Now, let's look at the core three functions what I spoke about. Let's start with the underwriting function. Now here what we are seeing on the left are the typical bottlenecks what are faced by the manual processes. Now here when we look at the manual processing, it is process heavy, there is a lot of inconsistency in terms of taking decisions because each and every underwriter perceives a case in his own way and in his own experiences. Again, the volumes are something what is not consistent across the industry. So at some point of time, we get less volumes, specifically during month ends, year ends. Suddenly you've got a volume spike. It becomes very difficult for us to scale up the underwriting teams when there are high number of volumes. When we look at agentic-based system, the cloud-based system is easily scalable, can take decisions. So what we see here on the center part of this particular slide is the agentic solution where it can look at data ingestion from multiple different sources. May it be email, may it be documents, may it be coming through external data source. And this information can then be processed by the agentic AI to generate a case sheet for the underwriter to take a final decision on. The system is self-learning, so any deviations what an underwriter takes from the system provided decision, the deviations can be used to train the model further, which then improves the efficacy of the model for the further decisions what the model provides. This in turn results in significant reduction in terms of efforts, operational cost, and increases the accuracy significantly. Right? Now let's look at the policy serving scenarios, how an agentic AI can bring in value during the policy servicing stage. See, typically when we look at policy servicing, the insurance companies, majority of the systems are in place. You've got a call center, you've got WhatsApp channel, you've got your bots, you've got your email channels, everything is available. The problem is when the information or when a service request comes through, there is someone who is sitting there across a phone or across a chat interface who has to go through, read through that particular request, take that request and execute that particular action. So for a customer, when he is coming for a service request, he has to wait, or he's told that, okay, we've taken your request, we'll come back to you after some time. Now, when we look at an agentic AI-based orchestration layer, the layer can very easily integrate and interface with multiple different touch points. So it could be your customers, it could be your agents, it could be your brokers, and it could be your TPS. For everyone, we could have the agentic solution which interacts and interfaces, understands what the request is able to take the necessary decision. So let's say, for example, you've got a customer who comes in and he says, I want to change my address, my communication address. Now, what traditionally would happen is we would tell him that you would require me to give me a address proof. Now, once I get the address proof, I have to send it to my backend team. My backend team will go check this particular address against the address database. If it is an Aadhaar card, you will check it through an UIDAI, or any other kind of check would be done. Now, once that is done, then you would execute a change and then go back to the customer saying that the change has been executed. With an agentic AI, like Akhil was mentioning, how can I bring something to the customer where the instant gratification is provided to this customer? The agentic AI can pick up the information, take the document, first of all, it will ask for the required document based on the document checklist which is there. Once the document is provided, it takes the document, extracts the necessary information, is able to connect with the authentication or the verification information provider, verifies this particular information, executes that change if the information is successfully verified in your policy system, logs the ticket into your ticket management system, writes an email back to the customer, or immediately tells to the customer that I have executed this particular change. So that's the power of agentic AI, which can be brought into the service delivery. Now this suddenly elevates the overall experience of the customer from waiting for an action to happen to an instant gratification. Right? So when we look at a system which is doing the work at this efficiency level or in a perfectly orchestrated manner, we are looking at significant savings in terms of faster TAT, first time write, and lower cost of servicing. Again, the system or the solution what we are talking about are all governed by necessary guardrails from the compliance perspective. So wherever a role-based authority check or a mandatory check is required, the agent would take that particular service request out, give it to a human for necessary verifications or approvals, and then take it back and execute the action. Any kind of human oversight is completely negated. Everything is rule-driven, self-understanding, self-learning system. Now we'll look at the third scenario. So we looked at the policy service, we looked at the new business underwriting, then we looked at the policy servicing, and we'll look at how the claims. Yeah. Okay. So in claims, we understand that partial automation is available with everyone. So you might be looking at the documents, you might be extracting some information from the documents, but still a lot of process is still manual. Right? Once the information is extracted, someone needs to go through this information, or if there are 100, 200, 300 pages, very specifically in the health insurance scenario, an underwriter or an adjudicator has to go through each and every information which is available. And once the information is collated and a case sheet is created, then the underwriter will have to go through that information, make a sense out of that information, and then take a decision. Now this leads to some kind a level of silent leakage. There could be an error of oversight or an omission, and you might land up paying a claim. Now again, if we look at the claims as an overall process, this is a very, very intense and has got an eye from the IRDA, where you have a particular very specific TAT pressures, and you have to take a decision within a specific period of time. Now, this lack of orchestration is causing a delay in processing the overall claim. Now, when we look at a orchestrated process, which is on the right-hand side of the slide, we are looking at an intake agent which will intake the document. We have the document data intelligence agent, which understands what the document is, classifies this document, understands the relevance of the documents, understand what fields needs to be extracted from these documents, looks at your policy guidelines, checks what the documents have been received, what the information has been received. Does it get aligned with the policy guidelines? If not, it goes back to the customer, asks for additional information. If there are any frauds, any anomalies, it could be a document level fraud, or it could be a fraud which is being done at a claim level, right? So it can identify these frauds, it can identify fraudulent patterns, and a decision is given to the adjudicator for a final decision, which includes the entire summary of the claim, including all the markers which it has identified, all the key data points which an underwriter or an adjudicator needs to see, including the fraud score and the propensity score. So that's the kind of solution we are looking at, right? So these are the various lines of businesses within which the agentic solution is present. On the life, it can do policy interpretation, early claims risk, exclusions, nominee validations, all the kind of things. On the health, motor and PNC. Now, if we look at the governance and regulatory comfort around claims adjudication, human in the loop is one of the very key factors what we need to look at. Now, with Agentic AI, HITL is mandatory for all the exceptions and high-value claims, right? This, again, is a very, very configurable parameter within the system, wherein any specific claim beyond a specific value, or any specific claim having certain keywords or certain parameters, will fall out of the autonomous system and will be given to the underwriter or an adjudicator for the human eye to have a look at it and then take a decision. So that way it is fully compliant with the regulator. Second thing is the transparency. Any decision, any action what the system takes or what the system proposes and recommends is fully transparent to the organization and to the underwriting team. Everything is audited, everything is logged. So this helps in terms of your internal audit queries. This also helps when you've got IRDA queries and legal scrutinies. The outcome is faster, more consistent. Claims processing, it helps in lower leakages, it gives you better TAT, and most importantly, delivers at scale. So it's easily scalable. Right? So before I get into the demo, or we'll just pause here with this particular slide, where everything what we've discussed so far comes from real operational scenarios. So let me now take you through a video demo.
Insurance companies receive millions of policy applications each year. Many require complex underwriting, involving the detailed evaluation of medical history, lab reports, and multiple risk factors, traditionally handled through manual review by experienced underwriters. This process is time-consuming and makes it difficult for insurers to scale efficiently as policy volumes grow. This is where Datamatics True AI Life Underwriter comes in, an agentic AI-powered solution designed to automate and accelerate life insurance underwriting. The platform deploys multiple specialized AI agents that work together to analyze an application end-to-end. These agents validate documents, evaluate financial risk, assess medical risk, and combine their insights into a unified risk profile. Based on this comprehensive analysis, the system generates a final underwriting recommendation, completing the entire process within seconds per application. Now let's see how underwriters can leverage this solution. Once logged in, the underwriter lands on the TrueAI Life Underwriter dashboard. Each application provides a quick snapshot, including the applicant's name, application ID, age, gender, annual income, sum assured, and current processing status. This allows underwriters to quickly review, prioritize, and manage multiple applications efficiently. TrueAI integrates with Datamatics intelligent document processing to extract data from applicant documents and convert it into structured data for TrueAI Life Underwriter, eliminating manual entry. The platform also operates on a fully rule-driven architecture. When underwriting guidelines change, teams simply upload updated financial or medical rule documents. An LLM-powered parser automatically interprets tables, grids, and conditions and converts them into structured rules. Once the data and rules are in place, the underwriter can begin the evaluation and choose a financial assessment, medical assessment, or both by toggling between the financial agent and medical agent, depending on the information available, and then select an application to start underwriting. Within seconds, the system generates the underwriting output using explainable AI insights. It presents a complete case summary, including financial risk, medical risk, fraud risk, lifestyle indicators, and an overall risk score, along with clear reasoning behind each recommendation. With its self-learning capability, the system continuously improves its analysis with every case processed. In this case, the decision provided by TrueAI Life Underwriter is declined. This transparency enables underwriters to easily review the analysis and validate, approve, or override the decision with confidence. The implementation is expected to deliver a significant business impact. We expect 70% reduction in underwriting turnaround time, a 50% reduction in underwriting costs, and a 25% improvement in underwriting accuracy through data-driven decision support and standardized underwriting workflows. TrueAI Life Underwriter, augmenting underwriters and accelerating smarter decisions. Introducing Datamatics TrueAI Health Underwriter with an Agentic AI-enabled solution that deploys autonomous AI agents to automate and fast-track the insurance underwriting process. Let's look at how this solution streamlines the insurance assessment process. Once an application is submitted, the underwriter gets to view the details, such as personal information, contact information, policy details, and financial details. The applicant is further prompted for a discussion with an Agentic AI medical assistant. The agent assistant probes the applicant to gather detailed medical history for the selected insurance policy to fulfill the evaluation requirements. It poses questions related to existing ailments, related medication, symptoms, past history, and so on. The agent analyzes the information gathered from the chat and the applications submitted earlier. Let's look at the underwriter review system that provides complete applicant information and analysis. Here, the system lets the underwriters download details, review information, and helps finalize a decision. In this case, the outcome analyzed by the underwriter is approved with exclusion of knee pain. It highlights applicants' details. The medical summary highlights the clinical assessment derived from the chat with the agent. AI Medical Assistant leverages predictive models and Gen AI. It provides a risk score, calculated bases, the medical history, chronic conditions, lifestyle factors, and past claims. It also provides a preliminary outcome based on the risk score, medical summary, and applicant history. The solution provides detailed evaluation, highlighting critical information. True AI Health Underwriter is powered by multiple AI agents and classical ML models, designed to scale with process complexity. Underwriters still retain full control. They can edit decisions or update details, ensuring a transparent human-in-the-loop process.
Yeah. So those were the two solutions on using the agentic AI for health underwriting as well as life underwriting, what we just saw. Okay. So happy to take any questions. No, I'm just... Yeah. Okay. I think we're done.
Well, thank you, Mr. Brijesh, for such a fabulous presentation. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? On that note, I'll request Mr. Sandeep Agarwal, Vice President and National Head Health Claims, Corporate Health Claims Team, 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐬𝐞, to please join us on stage. Can we have a huge round of applause and welcome Mr. Agarwal at the same time? Well, thank you, Brijesh, for such a wonderful presentation. Can we have a huge round of applause? Everyone, come on.